You guys, The Yellow Wife by Sadeqa Johnson was every bit worth all of the acclaim. Y'all want to hear about it? Here it goes.
It's gonna be the intro to your book review. Right.
So listen. First, we are going to address the elephant in the room, okay? Let me put this down real fast. Long story short, y'all, my nails will be back in about 60 days. Oh, don't ask me about it. It's already traumatizing as it is. And I don't really think I want to keep on talking about this, but I might end up telling y'all anyway. Just maybe not in the comments or something. But anywho, let's get back to what we're really here to talk about, which is the book, right? Born on a plantation in Charles City, Virginia, Phoebe Dolores Brown has lived a sheltered life. Shielded by her mother's position as the estate's medicine woman and cherished by the master sister, she is set apart from the others on the plantation, belonging to neither world. She'd been promised freedom on her 18th birthday, but instead of her idyllic life she imagined with her true love, Essex Henry, Phoebe is forced to leave the only home she's ever known. She unexpectedly finds herself thrust into the bowels of slavery at the infamous Devil's Half Acre, a jail in Richmond, Virginia, where the enslaved are broken, tortured, and sold every day. There, Phoebe is exposed not just to her jailer's cruelty, but also to his contradictions. To survive, Phoebe will have to outwit him, even if it means making the ultimate sacrifice. So Yellow Wife by Sadeqa Johnson was the January pick for ICU Reading and Social Network. It was also my book that I picked. And it was a hit, okay? Like, it got rave reviews. And I know that I usually wait until the end to tell you all how many acrylic nails that I give it. But let's just go ahead and get this out the way. Baby, this is a good read. And I'm really not going to do anything but tell y'all why throughout this review. Okay? So one of the really great things about having hardcover books like this one here is that you get to feel the book and you get to see all the illustrations. The great thing about this one is it actually has a photo on the inside of the Devil's Half Acre that they describe in the book. Now, I need you all to also know this. This book is based on, let me not say based, it is inspired by the life of an actual real person. Her name is Mary Lumpkin. It's Black History Month, and so if you are not familiar with who Mary Lumpkin is, I think this will be a great time for you to go ahead, Google, learn a little something about Mary Lumpkin. I always feel like I need to do a regular reminder to people why I gravitate to historic fiction and novels with slaves in them so often. And the real reason for that is because I always recognize the strength in these people, in spite of what some people may think. Oh, you know, it's traumatizing to constantly read this stuff, and you know, I'm so sick of that narrative. If you are one of those people who don't want to read about them, I'm gonna say, hey, there's plenty of other books out there for you to read. Take your pick on something else. But as for me, I don't ever want to disassociate myself with these narratives, especially in fiction books, because most times they are based on some truth. And we don't often recognize that there is this process happening around us where they are just taking away our history and our stories. And for a long time in this country, all we had was our storytelling. All we had was people passing down the stories of what they grandmothers did and their great grandmothers did and things of that nature. And these books help to preserve a bit of our history. We are currently in a day and time where they don't even want you to say the word slavery in a classroom because it hurts people's feelings. Okay, that is a problem. And so I'm going to always be committed to these stories. I know that people are going to read them and be saddened and upset by it, and we feel like, but that's not all of our history, and we've done so many other things. You are absolutely correct. We have. However, there is truth in these stories, and we cannot dismiss them, because as soon as we decide that we want to keep dismissing and forgetting, we gonna forget. We are going to forget. They are going to let the untruths be told. They are going to whitewash these stories, and I don't ever want that to be the circumstance or the case. And I know I feel like I am just like ranting and, just on my soapbox going in about this, but I do feel passionately about historic fiction novels. Like, y'all really be trying to take our history from us and then be wondering why it be repeating itself. And just, no, not on my watch. You ain't gonna forget. Not on Tam Telling Tales' watch. Oh no, baby. I was so serious, and then here come my earring. Now that I done got that out the way, back to our story and the premise of it, right? So I already gave you a synopsis of the story, and of course this is a non-spoiler. I'm not giving this away. This is a piece of work that I want people to read and experience for themselves. Honestly, I say get you a hardcover book. I know people don't like them. Get you a hardcover book, because this is just one of those books that when you run across the author, you gonna want them to sign it. You want to touch this book. I feel like it has like a certain level of soul on it that I just enjoy feeling the book. I know that might not make a whole lot of sense to people, but it just does to me. But there were a few topics in this book that resonated with me, because although this book is based in like 1850-ish, somewhere along those lines, don't quote me on that, there is still things about this book that rings true to this very day. One of the themes in this book that they discussed was the selflessness of Black women. That was one of the things that stuck out to me about this book. In this book, our main character is forced to make some decisions where she cannot really make herself the priority. She is always making decisions based on how to appease other people, whether that is her man, whether that is her children. It always boils down to her selflessness. And I feel like that rings true to this very day, especially when it comes to Black women, because it just seems like when we make us a priority, baby, it is a whole problem. And it's like, as long as everything else and everybody else is your first priority, and then you come second, third, fourth, fifth, or even sixth, then people are just fine with that. And that rung out to me in this book. And I ain't gonna say that I necessarily liked seeing it, but it was very real to me. There are moments in this book where you will absolutely cringe. Like, there were times when I had to just put the book down, take me a moment, because it was getting really real. And so there was a part in the book, I'm not going to tell you what this part is, but just know that it involves a baby. I got chills just thinking about this part in the book. Please know, readers, this is not any type of watered down version of slavery. It's going to be rigid. It's going to be hard. It's going to be blunt. It's going to hurt a bit to read some of this stuff. There were things that I honestly didn't even know about. One of those things being that there was actually a specific like jail that they had for like runaways and stuff like that. Granted, in my head, I guess I probably figured there had to be something similar to that, but I don't know that I've ever experienced a narrative where they talked about it in detail. This is one of those books that does. This book will absolutely remind you of the sacrifices that so many people have made in order for us to just even walk down the street in peace. I can get in my vehicle and drive someplace, get out of it, buy groceries, get back in my car, go get ice cream, walk down the street and everything because there was somebody in history who literally could not walk outside of a gate and not be in fear that somebody might come and lash them 90 times across the back. For that alone, I owe them to at least know their stories. I am reminded with this book that we are not our ancestors, because I don't know that I would have lasted. The strength that it had to have taken to survive. Just to survive, y'all. If you are looking for a moving book, a fascinating read, something that is based on true events, real people, I am highly recommending Yellow Wife. I want you guys to read it. I want you guys to come back and tell me what you thought about it. I actually had an opportunity to talk with the author about the book with my book club, I See You Reading, and social network, as well as some other guests. And so if you haven't watched that, feel free to head on over to the video. I'll try to put it in the comment section so you can get to it real easy. And you can watch my interview with the author, Miss Johnson. She was awesome. And y'all, she sung me happy birthday because we did our interview on my actual birthday. She sung me happy birthday, y'all. Oh my God, it was so nice. Okay. Anywho, Yellow Wife by Sadeqa Johnson gets 5 acrylic nails. You guys, I'm Tam. I'm telling tales. Read a book.